A chemical engineer from Chicago might not seem the most obvious choice to found a boat building company, but that's exactly what Vince Lazzara did in the mid-1950s. Vince summed up his philosophy with a favorite saying: "God only gives you so many days, but the ones you spend at sea don't count against you." Half a century and 3 generations later, Lazzara Yachts is recognized as one of the industry's greatest innovators.
I got into the boat building business in my young 20s. When I got out of the service, I went to work for my father. We built sailboats, trawlers, and motor cruisers. When we founded Lazzara Yachts, there weren't a lot of imports coming in from overseas. We wanted to create a new concept for motor yachts in America. So we know what had been done to date, and we wanted to step outside that box and really create something that was innovative.
The answer came in the form of the LSX-92, a game changer in its class. Never content to rest on its considerable laurels, Lazzara has embarked on a custom build so radical that the job has been designated as a new model, the LSX-95.
Some of the ideas that we're in the design phase of is extending the bridge and tripling the size of it and making it 32 feet overall from here to here, which is about the size of a standard 80-foot motor yacht flybridge.
Like its predecessor, the new LSX-95 will feature a luxurious master stateroom, 3 impeccable guest staterooms, and a crew cabin. The inside helm of the prior model has been eliminated to accommodate a greatly expanded salon area, and the interior amenities have been earmarked for significant upgrades. This multi-million-dollar interior will set a new standard for the brand.
Every element of the boat and every area needs to be spectacular.
The company has agreed to design and build a next-generation LSX-92 model commissioned by a repeat client living in Florida. The LSX-95 will be extensively modified, from the hull to the custom flybridge, which at 32 feet is triple the size of the 92.
The original one was about 250 square feet. Now we're close to about 800 square feet.
And in this case, the owner needs the extra space for entertaining, which he plans to do in high style by including an 8-foot-long bar.
We're taking the flybridge and we're putting it on top of the deck.
The way we usually build the yachts, we usually build the lower portion of the deck house with a flat top, and then the flybridge will also have a flat bottom.
The flybridge is completely constructed of carbon fiber, which is both extremely durable and super lightweight. Minimizing weight and keeping the center of gravity low are critically important as the structure rises high above the waterline. Engineering teams have had to dramatically rethink the engine room and power plant of the new 95 model.
This is a 3D rapid prototype of the engines of the IPS 900s, and this was the original engine room layout we did, which shows the stringer grid layout system that drives in the 4 engines. On this new prototype that we're working on, we've gone down to 3 engines.
This configuration allows for lighter weight while the 3 Volvo Penta IPS engines don't sacrifice any power.
We're going from 4 900 horsepower engines to 3 1200 horsepower engines. The entire engine package overall is 1,000 pounds lighter.
Also allows us to have an interior that's much larger than any other boat of that size.
It's often called a tractor pull system, so unlike a conventional yacht where the propeller has thrust going aft, these actually act as if they're pulling you forward. There's no traditional rudder system or shaft system. The entire pod unit swivels on its own axis, so by doing that, you get more thrust than having a single rudder directing the flow of the water.
A boat this big requires a lot of paint, from the bottom on up. The multi-step process begins with the hull, which is board sanded by hand and then coated with 3 layers of high-build epoxy primer. Once the design work has been finalized, production begins on the ship's hull. This will require 4 weeks to complete. Here again, the company employs its own unique, non-traditional methodology. Usually a hull gets pulled from its mold from the top down, allowing the mold to remain in one piece. Lazzara splits its mold into 2 pieces, so the hull can be released from the sides.
That allows us to be much more creative with the hull shape.
It also allows for greater design flexibility. While the hull is being laid up in its mold, the interior of the yacht is being built, plumbed, and wired on the factory floor.
We designed the whole interior to be installed as one, building the interior outside of the boat and then dropping the whole thing in. This allows the interior to be one solid structure, which will stay together at high speeds and extreme seas.
And so begins the 9-month journey to bring this creation to life. a timeline unheard of for a yacht this big and complex. As work progresses on the hull and engine room, the interior is also coming together, beginning in the wood shop. This milling machine will help carve out some 500 separate pieces for the interior of the massive yacht. But that's just the first of several steps in the furniture making process. Before it's finished, each piece of woodwork will be touched by no fewer than 10 different craftsmen.
These tables will go on the flybridge of the 95. This one will be a corner end table. And then we have a bar top that goes with it and 3 other exterior tables.
Exotic Indonesian Makassar ebony on top of African mahogany provides a knockout combination for Lazzara's custom furniture. Applying finish to the furniture is a 3-step process. First, each component is sealed, then covered with several coats of black polyurethane. Finally, a gel coat cements the new piece together. And although it looks pretty darn good as is, it's nowhere near shiny enough for this yacht. Enter the Beast, the biggest, baddest buffing machine of them all. The Beast's buffing wheels are comprised of hundreds of layers of bunched up wool soaked in a buffing compound. Over the course of several hours, it will produce a magnificent black piano finish that's the envy of the yachting industry. And for the amount of bling going into this boat, the Beast is going to be busy.
The owner specifically asked for a high-gloss floor with stainless steel inserts, 40-foot free span with no walls to support it. And that free span has to be able to flex and move when it sees the speeds of 30 knots at sea. So we designed a special isolation mount that separates the floor from the structure, actually floats it so that it can flex and move and give, and yet keep that perfectly flat reflective surface. And one of the things that we're about to install is this extreme mirror. It monitors your face, and the little squares that are on the mirror will turn to mirror, but when your face moves away, those squares become light. So it acts as a vanity and a mirror with face detection technology.
The yacht can also track itself every second of every day, and that data is instantly sent back to the maintenance team at Lazzara.
So you might be familiar with the black box in your car or black box in a plane. It's tracking the similar data, but unlike the box in your car, you don't get that data. And so it's of no use to you. But what we're doing is bringing that data back to the factory and then feeding it back to the owner and the captain.
We're on the bow of the boat now, and as you can see, we have a sun pad, forward seating here, and a big table that has cup holders in it and an umbrella that goes in the middle of it. We also have these integrated lights that pop up, so at night it lights up the outside area here. One thing that made this boat unique is that instead of doing teak tables, we used this black and white ebony Makassar. It's the first time we've used it on the vessel. We're on the 95 swim platform, and what we're looking at here is Lazzara Beach. It's a place to put the lounge chairs and enjoy the water. So when the toys are tied up to the side of the boat, you can relax. One of the unique things about this vessel, it's the only boat in the world to have 3 Volvo IPS 1200s. What that enables you to do is control the boat like a video game. It'll go sideways, diagonal, and rotate 360 degrees continuously. We have 2 control stations on port and starboard, controlled by a joystick. There's also one on the flybridge, so a total of 3 on the vessel. We're inside the engine room of the 95 Lazzara super yacht. As you can see, the engines are custom painted red to match the boot stripe of the boat. The fuel burn on this total is 115 gallons at 30 knots, which is about 30% more efficient than an equivalent boat of its size. We're inside the crew quarter of the 95 Lazzara super yacht. Inside here, we have a double berth. On this side over here, we have 2 over-under bunks and a head, a crew desk, and plenty of storage. One of the most unique aspects of this boat is this atrium galley. It has 15 feet of headroom. Also has custom countertops made from an artist in California. It's been a challenge to install these countertops because they're individual glass pieces, so we've had to make them really lightweight and very strong and rigid to be able to take the flex of the boat. On the port side of the galley here, we have this ribbon glass table. The 1.25-inch ribbon glass weighs about 125 pounds. So it's been a challenge to install such a heavy piece of glass in this part of the vessel. It's been structurally reinforced with steel into the base, going all the way down to the sole. Coming up from the galley in the 95, we're looking at the dining table. It's one of the most extreme pieces on the yacht. It has a gear mechanism which extends it out to seat 8 people. We have 2 barrel chairs with the same inlay that's in the wood floor. We also have a 52-inch TV, custom rug, The area rugs are carved to match the headliner detail. Walking aft in the salon, we have a day head. It has a fossil floor and the OLED mirror on the back side of it. The fossil floor matches the bar on the starboard side of the boat. Throughout the boat, we have these various touchpads. There's 53 of them located around different various staterooms and heads. On top of that, there's tablets that control the various components and systems of the vessel. Port side of the vessel, there's a washer and dryer. Storage above it and below it. There's also a TV on the wall, and it's finished in the same furnishings as throughout the boat. We're in the 95 forward V-berth. As you can see, has a big bed, plenty of storage, soft touch closing mechanisms on all the drawers, custom leather bunk rails with custom stitching, a settee on the starboard side, a large hanging locker on the port side. All the wood is a high gloss, black piano finish, custom handles on all the cabinets. We're in the forward head of the 95. We have this intricate glass detail that goes throughout the floor and into the shower. It has an epoxy ground there which allows the tile to move. We're in the starboard VIP stateroom. This has a full walk-around queen-size bed. The port-side stateroom has two smaller twin beds. They slide together to form a queen. Has black leather with red stitching, a hanging locker, a TV, and its own head. We're in the master stateroom of the 95. To top it off, it has a mother-of-pearl headboard, has settee on the starboard side, fully stocked bar, 50-inch TV in front of the bed, personalized crystal sconces on each side of the bed, and 24 drawers in here with soft touch closing mechanisms. I'm on his side of master bath, and one of the things that makes this an extreme yacht is the organic LED lights. It has 4 different settings, and one of the settings, as you move in front of the mirror, the light dispenses around the image. In the middle of his and her sinks on each side is this beautiful master shower. This is 4 months of work on the ribbon seat, made of an ebony macassar, which is the same material used on the exterior tables. It has glass ceilings and glass walls. We're in the master bath on her side, and one of the unique features about this is the 1.25-inch ribbon glass used on tops of the vanities. It also has polished nickel sinks and polished nickel faucets with LED rope lighting around the mirrors and custom handles on all the cabinetry which match the door handles.
Now it's time to check out the ultimate flybridge.
This is where the party action is on the boat.
So, how much does this party cost?
And all this personalization and customization can be yours for $9 million.
The world is your oyster in a boat like this.
It's a lot of pride and passion going to these vessels.